From the moment 13-month-old orphan Alfie was placed in her arms, it was Claire Upshall's mission to make him smile. It was only days after the Briton, then 19, had begun volunteering at an orphanage in Tanzania when she vowed to colleagues to cheer up the sad little boy, and it proved to be a seismic moment in both their lives. He was more in shock and withdrawn than the others, and I really took to him, she said. I spent a lot of time caring for him, and after a couple of weeks, started smiling at me, but only me. Claire Upshall, with the 4 Tanzanian children she has adopted when that initial 7-week stint at the orphanage in 2009 was over. Miss Upshall, from Christchurch, Dorset, wept when she had to return to Britain, but such was the extraordinary bond she had forged with Alfie and her compassion for the other orphans and abandoned babies, she vowed to return. Fast forward to 2018, and she has not only gone back to live in the poverty-stricken East African state, also adopted Alfie and 3 other orphans who melted her heart there, named Layla, Isabella and Jack. In so doing, she has created a remarkable family in which her maternal devotion has given them hope, a security which few of their unfortunate peers could imagine. Related articles. Previous one. Next, how Princess Diana's bridesmaid proved a child can love too. In my darkest moments I could never have imagined that I share this article. But now Miss Upshall, 28, who is single, faces another battle as she tries to raise £34,000 to bring her family to the UK. Unable to find work in Tanzania, she has little or no savings left and is crowdfunding to pay for the flights, visas and paperwork. After her first stint at the orphanage in 2009, she worked for a year as a nanny before moving back to Tanzania in 2011 to manage the home. In charge of 20 staff and up to 54 babies, Alfie had been moved to another orphanage 9 miles away, so she visited hoping to sponsor his education. Within 5 months he was living with her as her son. He didn't speak English and she spoke no Swahili at the time, but they bonded by rolling bouncy balls down the corridors of their home. I loved him and he loved me, and we just fitted together as a team, she said. The family now also includes Layla, whose parents could not care for her. She joined the family in December 2011. She also first met Miss Upshall in 2009 at 5 months old. 3 months later, Miss Upshall was called to pick up a tiny girl weighing 10 pounds and said to be 5 months old. She turned out to be a malnourished 2-year-old. Claire Upshall, in the Tanzanian orphanage where she volunteered, Miss Upshall took her in full-time to give her the best chance of survival. In July 2012, Isabella, now 8, officially became the 3rd child in her family. 6 months on, she moved to Arusha in Tanzania to set up a new baby orphanage. It was there she met 4-pound abandoned baby Jack, then 10 days old, when she picked him up from hospital. Jack, who was born prematurely, was so small that he needed constant warmth, so she carried him in a sling while she worked in the office. Waking up through the night to feed him cemented their bond, and she adopted him in August 2013. Miss Upshall said of her new family, "It's not what I had in mind when I went out there aged 19. But I couldn't imagine life differently now. Sometimes when I think about it, I realize it is a bit crazy, but it just felt right, with 4 children to care for." She left the orphanage and has been looking for paid work, but while the children are now thriving at school, and she is almost fluent in Swahili, she has found it impossible to find a job. She has relied on regular payments from her parents, Helen, 63, a catering worker, and Derek, 65, a retired carpenter, who died earlier this year. Having decided in late 2014 to move her family to Britain, she has been working on the red tape ever since. But she needs to fund their flights, visas and final rubber-stamp legal hearings in Britain, and said, "I don't ask for help very easily. It's not something that comes to me easily. If you would like to help, visit https://www.ucaring.com/thupshalchildren-836976.
Where the freaks at?